How hot is hot?
About my black brother, I love you, and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you, forever true. These are the things that change boys to me.
Every man has a higher self and a lower self. With your higher self, you can achieve greatness and things beyond this planet. With your lower self, you get your basic needs, but also to create darkness. Find your balance, King.
Hotep, children of the sun, and welcome. Your #1 station focused on rebuilding our nation. WMLR, More Life Radio, proudly presents Brother, 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 a show dedicated to the upliftment and encouragement of the melanated kings.
Yo, I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. King of New York, nah, now how that shit sound? King of the coast, nah, I cover more ground. King of oneself, yeah, that's how I get down. Yeah, my skin brown, that's that melanin. Ha, I'm wearing it proud, it ain't no telling when. Ha, they might come around screaming irrelevant. Ha, ain't gonna get down and plant the evidence. But I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. Descended of kings and queens, and we don't know what that mean. Turn the palace to the projects and shatter esteem. But I'm here to let it be known, no matter the scene, they can't take royalty from your being. It's embedded in your DNA and your genes. $1,000 sneakers and jeans, you could invest in yourself and your dreams. Is you hearing me now? Them pedestal folks letting you down. Since James Brown said I'm black and I'm proud, they've been pumping us with the opposite. Dividing and conquer's pretty obvious. Misled and misguided, this shit monotonous. My kings and my queens, show them how loud it get. Cause I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. It comes in so many forms and many colors is worn. Same hoodie as Trayvon, the gray like when Freddie was born. This energy here, it's more than this song. So if you feeling it, then sing it along. Go! I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown.
Not T. The smarter, the harder the battle. Classism, blacks prison and slaughter like cattle. Divide and conquer's been a modern mantra. Put you in front of your honor for your mama could buy you your first Tonka. The Erics, the Sandras, and little Guyanas. Turned into hashtag, shit feeling like Baghdad. Because of my pigment, I swear this stuff is ridiculous. Living in these conditions, it's hard to duck a conviction. Misinterpret religion, discourage courage and vision. Teach us that we were slaves and never bought our position as royals. Subconsciously destroying esteem, kings and queens. Don't let the system scissor your dreams.
Cause I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown.
With your host, KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, and
let's get it.
VIRGO, exclusively on WMLR. Without further ado, all hail the King. Yes, WMLR, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You live on a special broadcast right now, WMLR, More Life Radio. It's Brother, and we want to welcome you. If you're jumping on the Facebook Live, go ahead over to our YouTube channel This is what we're doing it now over on YouTube. Go on over there, type in WMLR in the search bar, and you'll join us live. It's myself and my main man, the birthday king tonight, the one, the only KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN.
Yes. Salute to the king, man. 48 years young, baby. Yes, man. Yes. ¿Qué hora es, mijo? ¿Qué pasa?
How you feeling, King?
Man, I feel with my hands, man.
Yes. Everything's good, man. The big man, birthday, born day, solar return, peace and love, man. It's good to have you around for another year, as Jehovah's Witnesses say. We want to welcome you, man. We had to do a special show. Y'all have to excuse me because it is hot here in Dallas. So you're going to see me wiping. You know, I can't be all on camera, KHONSU, glistening and all juicy looking. Can't do that, man. But anyway, it's your day, King. Happy born day, man. What you been doing today, man? What'd you get into?
Well, you know, man, I had a really peaceful day. You know, I talked to my children, my grandson. You know, I don't partake in the swine, so I didn't do any pork barbecues. And I've been on a raw vegan fast, so you can't really, you know, do the barbecue thing. So I just, you know, took the day out to reflect, man, and appreciate 48 years of Solar Returns, man. Just been really enjoying life, man.
That's a beautiful thing, man. And
Yes,
we want to shout out everybody watching, jumping in. We're giving you a little time at the beginning because we know our people. We love our people. We do this for the people, but we know y'all too. You know, some of us have a punctuality embarrassment.
We be wearing sundials instead of watches.
Right. You know, so we're going to give you a little time. We got a lot to talk about tonight. If this is your first time, let me kind of explain what Brother is all about. All right. Brother is our show dedicated to the melanated kings out there. It's a platform where, and it's a barbershop type platform, right? Where we talk about everything. We talk about current events. We talk about personal things, what's going on. And, you know, and just we hope that you chime in. We have the chat box. So make sure if you're watching live on YouTube, you hit that chat box. You got a question, comment. That's cool. KHONSU, hit them with the phone number, King. We got a number you can call in on. This is our third year. WMLR. We're stepping our game up, y'all. Stepping it up.
Yes, definitely, man. If you look on your screen, it's area code 515-604-9985. And then dial the access code 719-289. When you dial those magical numbers, you'll be placed in our green room, man. We're going to see you. I'm going to see you. And then I'm going to bring you on into the show, man. You can come with your comments, you know, and all your input and all that good stuff, TEHUTI, man. That's what it is.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget, you can always still access our shows we've done on Blog Talk. You go to blogtalkradio.com/WMLR. You can also go to our page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/More Life Radio, representing that blackness, all black, everything, all black first. Can you dig that? Doing it for the kings, doing it for our brothers. KHONSU, you want to go into just a quick break real quick, just something short?
Yes,
then we'll
sir.
Come back and get into this work, give them this work.
Hey, man, most definitely.
It's your born day. It's your born day, King.
Yeah. Yes, that it is. WMLR. This is Brother. We'll be right back, y'all.
But the blood ain't mine. My sense of time's intertwined deep with the great no way you can take that. I reckon that you pace back and learn to embrace that. I'ma be fine, divinely designed. My heart do the beating, but the blood ain't mine. My sense of time's intertwined deep with the great blacks. Standing in my corner, ain't no way you can fake that. No way you can shake that. No way that you could take that. I reckon you pace back or learn to embrace that. Gradually to drastically, change been deep. I used to roam wild on a one-way street. My ethereal son just picked up my tambourine, put it on my head, and he called me a queen. My direction has shifted from being ignorant and gifted, suicidal and explicit, to being humbly committed and prayerfully submissive to the source of all existence. I value my life more than ever, cause every day I live is here to get it all together again. To my true friends, I love you, stay splendid. If your faith in me had ended, so would I stay alive. I'ma be fine, divinely designed. My heart do the beating, but the blood ain't mine. My sense of time's intertwined deep with the great blacks. Standing in my corner, ain't no way you can fake that. No way you can shake that. No way you can take that. I reckon that you pace back and learn to embrace that. I'ma be fine, divinely designed. My heart do the beating, but the blood ain't mine. My sense of time's intertwined deep with the great blacks. Standing in my corner, ain't no way you can fake that. No way you can shake that. No way that you could take that. I reckon you pace back or learn to embrace that. Props infinite to poet past the week, funk monk, soul excavating brothers, number one for thoughts of love and guidance, third eye realignment. I know what it means to be dead out the body. The truth is here on earth now, and we created. The great ancestral force exists to resurrect us. The calling of the heart shows the deeds to be done, and the sun's there to guide us. Pattern of a soul can't be recreated with artificial means or the bribing of the pious. Invested striving for the highest, so try the breathing exercise. I'ma be fine, divinely designed. My heart do the beating, but the blood ain't mine. My sense of time's intertwined deep with the great blacks. Standing in my corner, ain't no way you can fake that. No way you can shake that. No way you can take that. I reckon that you pace back and learn to embrace that. I'ma be fine, divinely designed. My heart do the beating, but the blood ain't mine. My sense of time's intertwined deep with the great blacks. Standing in my corner, ain't no way you can fake that. No way you can shake that. No way that you could take that. I reckon you pace back or learn to embrace that.
WMLR, brother, brother, brother. Yes, yes.
Woo!
That was, man, that is a jam. That is Great Blacks by Georgia Ann Mudrow, man. That is that is a hit, man.
That's my theme. That's one of my theme songs right there, man.
Yes, man.
It really gets me motivated. I'ma be fine, divinely designed. My heart does the beating, but the blood ain't mine.
Yes,
my sense of time intertwines deep with the great blacks. So standing in my corner, ain't no way you can fake that. No way you can shake that. No way that you can take that. I reckon you pace back or learn to embrace that. I say.
I say, oh. Yes, sir.
Yes,
yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Man, WMLR, man. KHONSU, so much to talk about tonight. And I want to yield the floor to you, King. It's your night. Respect. Respect. So I'm going to yield the floor to you, man, and let you tell everybody what's been on your mind today. It's your solar return. Let's get it, man. Let's give him this work.
Well, man, you know, what's been in the mind of KHONSU, you know, what's really been on my thought process has been, you know, the plight of the North American black man, because I happen to be one. And, you know, even though we've been reduced to colloquial terms, because the terminology North American black man is a colloquial term at best, because truthfully, we don't know who we are, man. We don't really know TEHUTI, because we were stripped of our culture, you know, our spirituality, our individuality. So, you know, we struggle every single day with gaining a sense of identity. So it's an everyday struggle being a black man here in North America. I'm gonna tell you, I got firsthand experience, and one thing that a statement that I'll echo until I see different. Now this is gonna, you know, KHONSU, I'll say controversial things sometimes. Black men collectively. Now I know individually we're doing our thing. Collectively, black men, we are weak. We are weak. We have been reduced to 5th-class citizens, and we have failed to produce anything of success or sustained value. Now, I know that's hard to hear. I know it is. And I know it's difficult. Some going to say, how can you say that, KHONSU? We've done so much. What have we done? How far have we really gotten? And what are we willing to do? Because I feel like we've lost that warrior spirit and we're not willing to pay the price for our freedom. You know, the brother Malcolm X said, the price of freedom is death. And I totally agree with that. And it's not dying with reckless abandon. It's the concept that we don't fear death. And, you know, we got some topics that are coming up today that are definitely going to speak to what I'm talking about being fearless and creating your own path and setting your own tone. We as black men have failed in the ability to protect our women and children. Black women have no reason to respect us. No black women have. What reason do they have?
Whoa, man. Flag on the play, first of all. Okay, and I know, KHONSU, what you were saying. I'm not going to say that I don't disagree with anything, but just that last part.
I knew I'd get you. I knew I'd get you.
Just that last part, man. And real quick, I want to shout out and show some love. Thank you all for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be right here tonight. And just for my kings that are watching, just a game update. Houston is up right now in the second quarter, 24-19. And it's just basically getting started in the second quarter. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But let me go back. I digress. KHONSU, what do you mean that black women have no reason to respect the black man? First of all, there are some kings out here doing and carrying out their duties and handling their business. There's an awakening going on. You got young brothers who are stepping up and in defense of our black women and maintaining their families. So please elaborate, brother.
Yes. What
on earth do you mean? You tripping right now.
Well, this brings, we said we're going to introduce new words every show on Brother. Today, the word is disambiguate. All right, we're going to learn to disambiguate these terms. And disambiguate means to bring clarity. The antonym or opposite of disambiguate is ambiguation.
Okay, spell that, please. Please spell that. Disambiguate. Go ahead.
D as in David, I, S as in Sam, A, M as in Michael, B, I, G as in Gate, U, T as in Tom, A as in Apple, T as in Tom, E as in Edward. Disambiguate.
So it's two T's. Is two T's in there?
No.
G-U-A-T-E.
Disambiguate. A-M-B-U-G. No, A-M-B-I-G-U-A-T-E.
There we go. I kind of figured that's what it was.
Yes,
I was
sir.
a spelling bee champion once before, you know.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out real quick if you're joining me on Facebook Live. I see a couple of y'all. I want to thank you for joining us. This your boy TEHUTI the Fly Burger. We broadcasting live right now on YouTube. If you're on YouTube watching, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way, every time we go live, like I see Nati she put some up. So every time we do something, you'll get that little box. And then all you have to do is click that box and it takes you right to the show. All right. So thank you once again. Listen, man, this is the thing. I think a lot of the times we get caught up in the effect of a situation. We don't deal with the cause. Now, and this is not for those people who say, well, you know, you make excuses and that's an excuse. This is fact. It's fact. A lot of us still suffer from cognitive dissonance. The knowledge is right there, KHONSU, and people are flat out ignoring it. Curtis Mayfield said that we'll stumble upon the truth every now and again, and then we always manage it to lay it back down. Once we stumble across it, we'll pick it up for a minute, then we always manage to lay it back down. The late, great Curtis Mayfield said that.
And that's why I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth because, see, the context of the word hurts for a black man to be told, brother, you're not delivering. And I said collectively. Now, individually, some of us are really putting our peas in the pot. But collectively, we're not protecting our black women and our children We are not taking the mantle of leader, general, king, pharaoh, whatever you want to call it. We don't have the ability to organize military to create a fiscal or physical stand against our oppressor. As a matter of fact, as black men, we emulate our nemesis, which is the European male, more so than we add to the paradox of being a black man. So I don't want to get it confused, because I am a black man and I'm proud of being that. But I'm also a realist, that I know that I can't depend on the collective efforts of black men for my emancipation. We still have to put ourselves in an institutionalized system of white supremacy in order to survive. That's also going to segue into why we got these powerful black men that we're going to be talking about. I don't want to give it away, but are nothing but high-priced employees, because in their mind, they don't have the warrior spirit to buck the system. Anytime, I'll give you an example, lately in social media, which is really attacking our social capital, you see the attack upon our communities by these police officers that are agents pretty much, and we do nothing about it. I always wonder why we record and sit by watching these beatings from these police officers upon black people. And honestly, we accept a lot of things because we try to assimilate to this culture of integration. That's why I was really against integration. If it's one thing or problem that I had with Martin Luther King, I believe he was the catalyst for integration, and that really set us back 100 years. We had no business integrating with the Europeans at all. You there, Brother Tootie?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm sorry. I'm just doing some technical things, but
yeah,
I totally agree with you. Integration weakened us. The economic situation that we have faced for a very long time has weakened us. Miseducation has weakened us. Religion has weakened us because it taught us a certain way that we should deal, who we should be, and the lack of knowledge. This is what I try to explain to people, man. When you talk to our people, not all, but a lot of times when you run into a lot of our people, like I put up a post and asked the question, do you know who Dr. Francis Cress Welsing is? Do you know who Kwame Ture is? Do you know who Dr. John Henrik Clark is? Do you know who Dr. Amos Wilson is? Dr. Joy DeGroy, Dr. Asa Gilliard. We could go on and on and on. Bobby Hemmett. We could go on with the list. Do you know these people? If you don't, there's the problem right there. We don't know who we are, KHONSU. And it's very, and so with this awakening, when you start on your path of progressions, there are different levels of different emotions you go through. And so I understand the things that my brothers are doing. And not only that, you have these black women out here that are out here trying to deliberately emasculate black men, doing everything within the system, helping the system even. So yes, we are struggling in areas, but a lot of it, there's a cause for that struggle.
Well, you know what? I'm one for cause and effect, brother. I don't deny the causation, but once you recognize the causation, it's time for a prescription. Now, when we talk about the black woman, which is our counterpart, if we are truly men and leaders actually earn respect by commanding it. And I feel like, the black woman wants to be led. She wants to be put in her place. But we have to show the ability to do it. And sometimes that requires a bit of fearlessness. As far as us as black men, I really can't even be concerned with the misunderstanding that my black woman has for me, because I have to be established as a king. And it's my way or the highway. Because I'm under too much pressure to try to cater to even her needs if she's just as ignorant. It's my way or the highway. Now, I know black women not gonna like that either. But look at the role that I gotta play. I gotta die for you. I gotta put myself on the front line for you. So there's a term that was said in the military, excuse my language, it's either lead, follow, or get the fuck out the way. Those are the options that you got. And we are at war, and that's a problem, because we don't have a military mindset. It's not about physical engagement or looking to harm Europeans. No, that's not rational. Even if I wanted to, I don't have the ability. But what I will say to my beautiful black queens, let me be the king and get the fuck out my way. Let me lead, do what I ask and not what I command. If you gonna put me in the position of kingship, trust my judgment and let me be who I am. When I mess up, let me know. Because I believe the black queen is responsible for making the king, son. I believe that. I really do. But I also know that us as black men, we got to stop conforming, King. When at one point do we stand our ground? When does that start happening?
Well, what we are seeing is that when you are a black man in this society that tries to stand your ground, and it doesn't matter, you can have all the money in the world. Now we see the king, Morgan Freeman, is under attack. This is after Bill Cosby. This is R. Kelly. So many are coming under attack now. They're picking and choosing. There's a certain attitude against black men. And I understand black women have went and shouldered a lot. I watched my mom do it. I'm a product of a single parent, a black mom who raised 2 boys on her own. So I am not naive to that. I want to read a comment. Sister Nelson.
Yes.
She was on the show last time we broadcast, and we were talking about the, I don't know what you want to call it, phenomena of female supremacy or women's privilege. We talked about that, and she was a sister. She's a sister that helped me get started on my path and is very adamant about it, and she's observing it, and she sees it, and she's truthful. She's an honest black woman that's telling the truth. And the thing that I know about her personally is she will do it on both sides. It's not just a woman thing. It can be both. You can get it both ways from the sister Navita. But anyway, she writes, I find more black women are not wanting to give up any control. A black man ends up on the wrong side of the law trying to take his leadership role with women. It's a slippery slope. And that is exactly what I was going to say. Let me say this real quick. I see people clicking in on Facebook Live. If you don't know, now you know. We're over on YouTube. So you can enjoy the whole show. Go over there, type in WMLR in the search bar so you can join the show. Me and your homeboy, KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, broadcasting live from Dallas and Chicago. There you go. But anyway, I was going to lead to that, KHONSU. You made a statement, and I think that whenever a black man, now what we're seeing is when a black man tries to stand up for good or just represent real kingship, Will Smith better watch out. Will Smith better watch out. Steve Harvey, I just read today, some woman today said that Steve Harvey, she felt sexually harassed when she was visiting the show. So he's doing his own show. And so now we are seeing a fundamental attack being spearheaded by our queens, whom I love. And it's not all. We're not talking about all black women, okay? It's a handful of black women like Sister Navita Nelson out there that has respect of the black man because she knows her history. That's what it boils down to. A lot of our queens don't know their history and don't want to. They don't want to do the research. They rather go to church. I'm going to say this, and like you, KHONSU, I'm going to make some people mad, and it's just what it is. They'd rather go to church and rely on one man, the pastor of the sheep, right? They rely on him to bring a message from God without looking inside. Starting from history, you run right into your spirituality, right into it. And if we are not doing that, then yes, we are going to have this. We still have this breakdown. Navita is absolutely right. It's a control thing. A lot of our sisters have been separated or single for a long time. And when you date somebody who has been single for a long time, it is a woman. It is very hard, if not difficult, to maintain a relationship with her because she is used to having all the control. And giving up control, KHONSU, is sort of like a weakness. I was talking to my homegirl, Chris. We were having the same conversation. When you give up or yield that control and say, you know what, baby, let me let you lead. You are the king. We're the kings in theory to them, KHONSU, but not in reality. They don't want to give up that control, King. What do you think?
Well, it echoes my sentiments. And like I said, you know, I love my black queens. I love y'all. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But I'm the boss. I'm the king. It's my kingdom. And what woman doesn't want to be secure in a fearless leader? That's her man. Even to getting in a relationship, a king has to change his world financially. You know damn well, black men out there, black melanated kings, you know you better have some money in your pocket if you're going to date a black woman. Period. Don't think you're going to get by with just a whole bunch of talk and wisdom. If you can't provide, put her in a position of contentment, you are not playing your role. We can sit here and talk and play semantics all day long. So as a king, be willing to work that 8-hour job, that 12-hour job, them 16 hours. Or as a matter of fact, create your own job. Be your boss of your own boss. We got a mantra that we play almost every show by the brother Dame Dash. What in legacy are you going to leave behind? So if I'm a king, I don't have time to play second fiddle to my woman. And a real black woman is going to appreciate a king that is willing to take on that much responsibility and risk. If I'm taking on that much risk, if I'm willing to die for you, sit your ass down, baby, and let me take care of this business. Let me put you in the position of queenship. And that's how I see it, King. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but I'm not with all that Cosby soft silk sweater wearing shit. Oh, and let me say this, King. This false responsibility that we put on Steve Harvey, sports entertainers, actors. Look, we need to put more responsibility on school teachers, school bus drivers. We need to talk to the influential people like parents, and really show honor and respect to them, because they affect us far more than a goddamn basketball player. All that European cares about, as long as you can dunk that basketball or make me laugh, put on the dress, and tap dance your ass across the screen, that's all that European values us for. And we need to start taking that shit away from their ass. We need to have our own entertainment. Look, I love Black Panther, but Europeans funded that film. I want y'all to know that. Europeans made way more money than black people off that movie. Just understand that. So King, I mean, tell me how do you feel about really taking on that kind of responsibility that you take on? How do you feel about that? The pressure that you're under every day?
I don't really feel it as pressure because, see, I understand my assignment. And my assignment is very important. I'm very honored to have an assignment. My assignment, what's your assignment, Tootie? You may ask. Well, let me tell you what my assignment is. To utilize my natural gifts, my natural talents that were put in me by the Most High Creator of all things, to be a help to my people, to be supportive of my family, my children, to guide them in the right way, to encourage them to have true knowledge of self, and to try to reverse, as Dr. Hagins will say, try to reverse the miseducation of our people. Do everything that I can to impart wisdom and knowledge to those people that will accept it. I'm not really worrying about the people who don't, like the Honorable Dr. Marcus Garvey said. It's not that I intend on taking everybody, all black people, back to Africa, because if they were no good here, they would be no good there. So I'm all about dealing with like-minded individuals. I don't really have a lot of time, KHONSU. We were talking about this, being that today is your 48th solar return. Mine is coming up. I'll be 47. When you get to this age, you get to this, you come to an understanding. You have this, what's the word for the day? You said it means to clarify. Ambiguate?
Disambiguate.
Disambiguate?
Right.
Okay. So you learn to disambiguate a lot better, a lot more, with a lot more clarity, okay, a lot more perception and knowledge. And you don't have time for BS. You don't have time for games. You know what you want at this point. You know where you're trying to get, and you're doing what you need to do to work toward that goal. So I think when you understand your assignment, it doesn't come off as stressful. I understand I got to go punch somebody else's clock right now, but I'm still working to build my own brand and to leave a legacy for my children, you know, so they can have something, so they don't have to go and ask anybody for a job. They can take over what the dad has created. This is just a part of it. Once we get it where we're going to take it, then they'll be able to come in and do, and our children, KHONSU, yours and my children alike, will be able to come in and we got something for them. So it's not stressful for me. What makes it stressful, I think, is when, well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to back off of that. I don't want the women to think that this is a platform to bash black women. That's not it. This is a platform for the kings. And we are going to air our grievances, ladies. You know, women these days now, a black man, when you air your grievance or you say, hey, baby, you know, I don't really like that. You emotional, you complain, you know, all these labels come. But when do we have a right to express our grievances? So we do that here on Brother. We love you, ladies. We welcome you. There would be no kings without the queens. We definitely get that. But we need to get balanced. We need to get balanced.
What King, see, this is where I'm going to have to use what you said in the past, the power struggle stage of a relation bridge.
Yeah.
That second stage. It's nothing more satisfying than to be nurtured by my woman, by my queen. I want to eat her cooking. I want her to rub my feet. I want her to rub my back, and I return the same. Well, she can't do it if she out working for a cracker all day. If she got to work as hard as I do, and she got to go out here and deal with all that masculine energy, because the majority of her supervisors are going to be white men, and she got to confront them dudes all day who are pimping my woman and taking her out of my house, how do I expect her to be on point when it comes time to facilitating me? So me as a black king and understanding the strategy of war, I got to make provisions so that my queen does not have to be subject to that European male, because he lusts for the black woman and he reveres the white woman. And the white woman is the catalyst behind white supremacy, because I am the enemy of the white man. I am the enemy. The white man hates me. He wants my woman and he wants to bear seed through her legs. So he wants to destroy me. And so if I don't have that mentality of taking my woman out of that matrix, I'm never going to get respect from her. She may love me to a degree, but once I fall short by trusting in that system of white supremacy, then I'm going to be looking like the bad guy. That's why you got the Bill Cosbys. Look what they're doing to Morgan Freeman. Are you serious? Morgan Freeman, time and time again, these quintessential men are trusting a system that they don't have understanding of. If Morgan Freeman and Bill Cosby and James Earl Jones and Sidney Poitier and all these other prominent black figures will create their own entities, you wouldn't have to worry about these crackers coming out the woodworks on your ass. So these are the things that, as black men, I hold accountable for us. I'm going to control the situation when it comes to my black woman. I'm not going to control her. But when she see the effort that I put forth, she's going to be docile to me. She's going to bow to me because she know that I provided and loved and nurtured and honored her by understanding my role. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking kings. Do you really know your role? You know how much power you have? How much power you really giving up? Look, we're pussy panderers. We turn around, we buy cars we can't afford, we let pants fall off our ass because we have ignorant black women that value us for those reasons. If we become more sexually disciplined and tell that woman, no, you're going to have a standard too. And this is what I'm bringing to the table. Are you woman enough to facilitate a king? Can you make a king, queen? Can you facilitate the kingdom in my absence? And then her ass is going to be checked. I really think it's a natural flow, brother. I really do. And so when I say stress, I don't mean it in the sense of it's a stress that is a burden to carry, but it's a stress that comes with the territory of being a king and taking pride in owning up to that stress. And and most of the time as black men, And like you said, that's what this show is designed for. I don't want to come home and have to argue with my queen. Baby, I don't have time to be arguing with you, man. Some of this stuff you ain't gonna understand because you're not a man. I'm not gonna get in your woman business. So just let's play our roles and let's build this empire together. You know, that's my take, King. I mean, even at 48, I would be open to having children, King, at 48 years old.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a responsibility to maintain our bloodline.
That's right. Procreate.
Yes, sir.
No, it's not at this point. It's not something I would just say. I don't know, if I was with somebody and I was in love with her and she wanted to have a child, then I would be compelled to do that for my queen. It's not something I'm gonna go out and plan to do at this point, but I feel you on that, and it's important because if you look at, it's been a decline, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, man, that's great. All right, so I'm looking at the time. It's at the top of the hour, KHONSU. We got to shift gears. I got some people, lovely people watching on Facebook Live. This is a special broadcast we're doing tonight. Memorial Day. KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN's born day is today. My twin flame, my brother from another mother. We're on live on YouTube. Go over on YouTube, type in WMLR in the search bar, and that's where we are. You'll be there, all right? And we want to thank all of you that are here watching right now. KHONSU, you want to put that number up, and then we can go to a quick break. And
yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And another thing, guys, when you're in the YouTube world, it's a little different than Blog Talk. What we really, really need you guys to do is to hit that like button. We need you to comment. We need you to subscribe. Become part of the notification squad by clicking on that bell when you click subscribe. That'll keep you aware of every single time that we go live or we upload content. Please, man, do that because we're trying to take this YouTube world over. You know, we're trying to make a movement here in WMLR. So like, comment, subscribe. I see y'all out there watching, man. Come on and participate, be and integrate. And come on and give us a call, man, on Memorial Day. 515 area code 604-9985. Hit that access code number 719-289. Jump on in the green room, man. You'll be able to bring your input, comment, whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to cuss us out. You can go ahead and do that.
Okay, and real quick, just in case, because you know our people, God love them. You know they might just be tuning in. I see the young Kim Berry Watkins, Peace Queen. I see you over there on Facebook Live. This show is not a topic show. This is more of a barbershop style. So if you ever been to a black male barbershop, you understand and realize that the topic could be anything. You get a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of fodder, a lot of fun, a lot of, the conversation ranges from political to sports to women. So, and we welcome you. I see Navita is lighting up the chat box. Peace and love. We appreciate that. We need that interaction. We want to know what you think. We want to know so we can bring you. Our goal here at WMLR is to bring you quality broadcasting, professional broadcast journalism. That's what we're doing. We get the information. This show, you might be used to other shows where there's one topic across for the whole 2 hours. This is not that show. All right, we talk about different things, and we encourage you to come on in, and you might have something you want to throw around in the barbershop. So come on in and do that. We encourage that. Peace, King. Peace, Aurora Monroe. Yes, indeed. We got people live tuning in. Facebook. One more time before we go to break, I'm going to turn it back over to the birthday man. I don't want to call him no boy. The birthday king himself right now, today. KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, my right-hand man. My main Damie in my best pootie tangus that I can deliver. You know what I'm saying? My twin flame. This is born day today, so we want you to welcome. It's been a lot of birthdays. This is our third year. May 18th marked our third year, so this is our new platform. A lot of you have followed us for a long time, and we love you and appreciate you for that. You know how we do it. We're going to bring you some great information. We're going to have great time talking. We're going to bring you some great music and clips to encourage you. This show is for the black man, to encourage you, to uplift you, to edify you, maybe impart some wisdom that you maybe didn't have, or to encourage you to call in and give us something. All right. I see my brother Insight watching and enjoying. I want to thank him. The Columbus family is checking in deep. Dallas is checking in. Chicago, you know what I'm saying? We doing it from everywhere. That's what's up. So, all right, KHONSU, I'm gonna turn it back over to you, birthday man. Go ahead and do your thing, man, and we'll be back in a minute. I'll be ready.
Yes, sir. But we got a caller in the building. We're gonna get right to you right after the break.
Let's go. Let's go.
You want to deal with him now?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go now. They called in. Let's get it.
Okay, then let's get this. We actually got a couple of callers. It looks like.
Yeah. Welcome. Let's take them, man. It's all about the listeners. We wouldn't do this, you know, if it wasn't for you. So yeah, let's get them, man. Let's get them on air.
Please announce yourself.
WMLR. This is your brother KHONSU SHESHMU AMUN. Who are we speaking with, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who are we speaking with?
Oh, it's Big Will, man. What's good, fam?
Big Will, what's happening, man? What's going down?
No much. I was just tuning into the show, man. I saw y'all on YouTube, and I was about to make a trip in a minute, so I said, let me call in, because I can't, you know, YouTube and drive.
Oh,
so
man.
I was tuning in, man.
Well, much appreciated, man. What's on the dome, man? What's on your mind? Throw something out there. Are you enjoying the show?
Of course, man. Brother. Come on. You know I got it.
What up, Big Will? We appreciate that, man. Don't YouTube and drive.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute, but I had to call. I said, oh, shoot, I gotta check them out.
And much appreciated, Will, man. I'm glad that, you know, on this Memorial Day for all the soldiers out there, you're out here being safe, man. I hope that, you know, life is treating you well, man.
Hey, I can't complain. I just keep going. Hey, hooking and jabbing, fam. Hooking and jabbing.
I heard that, Kane. I heard that, man. Well, much love and respect to you, man. May Ra shine down upon you, man. Much I say given to you, man. Much love and respect, man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, brother. Well, be peaceful, man, and we'll holler at you, brother.
Peace, King.
I will do.
Seal Will in the building, long-time supporter, man. We appreciate we appreciate it, man. Who's the next caller, man?
You know what? I thought it was another caller, but it dropped.
Okay.
So if you did, always call back, man. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like they're having technical difficulties. The call keeps dropping, so it's probably a cell phone.
Well, get on that chat box. Unless you like Will and you driving, we don't want you trying to chat.
No, it ain't worth it. Just listen to it.
Shout out to my family over on Facebook Live. They're checking it out. You're only getting half of the show, so go to YouTube, type in WMLR in the search bar so you get the full show. My brother, I see him watching, my man, Milius Rutherford. That's my homie, my Ace Boone Coon from back home, you know what I'm saying? Flint Town checking in. So, okay, KHONSU, we've been trying to go to break, so yeah, let's do it, man.
It is what it is. All WMLR, right. brother, man. We'll be right back.
and the love is told. Ain't got no name, ain't got no fancy education, but I can see right through a powdered face on a painted fool. Let me slip through. Why you tryna hold me back? I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that. Let me come through. I'm tired of being in the back. I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that, yeah. They tell me I was born to lose, but I made a good thing out of bad news. Don't worry about people in my face. I hit them with the style and grace, and watch the ankles break. Whoa, whoa. I know you wish I would fade away, but I got more to say. Lord, they pray. Ow! Let me slip through. Why you tryna hold me back? I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that. Let me come through. I'm tired of being in the back. I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that, yeah. They tell me I was born to lose, but I made a good thing out of bad news. All day, all night. Alright. All day, all night. Alright. Oh, wow. All day, all night. Oh, wow. Alright. Oh, wow. All day, all night. Oh, wow. They tell me I was born to lose, but I made a good thing out of bad
WMLR, brother. Yes. Man, look here. That's my jam right there, man. That is, yeah, man. I don't know if y'all know about the brother Bridges, Bad News, Leon Bridges, and yes, of course, the music before that, the great Jay Dilla from Detroit. Get This Money, Slum Village, instrumental, y'all. You got to know something about. You don't know nothing about that right there.
Ooh, brother,
you don't
that's that grown and sexy right there. and just a little musical background on brother Leon Bridges. He's only 27 years old, man. If you can believe that, man.
Crazy.
The first album, if you haven't heard that, go check him out. Leon Bridges, man. KHONSU, great musical choice. But let me give that props.
Oh man, okay, yes sir, that's awesome. Yes sir.
Both selections, Get This Money. Big up to Detroit hip hop. Jay Dilla, rest in peace, rest in power forever. The best, the greatest to ever do it. The GOAT. Get This Money, Slum Village. But man, that Leon Bridges had me.
Yes sir. Man. Well now, brother TEHUTI. Now I'm gonna turn the floor over to the venerable one. This brother here is the backbone of WMLR, man. And the show really, man, brother wouldn't be what it is without this brother. And you got a serious topic. You got a topic, man, that's oh man.
Well, we wanted to talk. We wanted to talk. Let me just. Well, the game is on commercial right now, so we'll give you an update if you're not watching. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple of things. Again, just so that you know, if you're just tuning in, we want to thank you for joining because we do this for you, and so you empower us, you encourage us. When we hear from you, I get a lot of positive feedback. I want to shout out everybody that's in the chat box. I see all love, nothing but love. My sister Nita, Zakiah Vaughn commented, and I love it. She says, I know, right? Back in the day, men and women had different roles. Now we work and contribute financially and take on the household duties.
Yeah.
In those cases, I think everything should be completely equal. Totally agreed. Balance.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Kings, you cannot rely totally nowadays on your wife to do all of the days of the wife having household duties and the man having, financial duties is different now. Okay. And then keep in mind, a lot of men have been raised by single moms. So like me and my brother, we had chores. So I don't even need a queen to do my laundry or none of that. And it ain't nothing wrong if you got that. All right. Shout out to the Macs and the pimps out there and all of that. We're going to talk about that too. So if you got that, that's cool. If you have a stay-at-home wife and that's what you guys have agreed to do, then that's fine. That's the balance. But you kings, you have to make sure you're doing and carrying out your role as well. And this show is not just to always, grieve or gripe about our women, but it's also to call our men out. Because I see that a lot of women will say that, black men don't call out other black men. Yes, we do. On this show, we do. We talked about R. Kelly. He done lost his mind. We talked about it, but we also know what's behind that as well. We know what's driving that. So we can't ignore that either. So we're going to talk about our behaviors, but your boy TEHUTI, I'm going to always bring up there's a cause. And until we get that mindset, we can't really deal with it, can't fix it. But anyway, I digress. So I just wanted to do that, KHONSU, real quick. Shout out everybody that's listening and watching. I really appreciate you. If you're watching over on Facebook Live, make sure you join us on YouTube. Go to our new YouTube channel, type in WMLR, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. A little box will pop open whenever we go live or upload something. You can just click it, and it's so easy, so smooth. All right, so we wanted to talk about the NFL rule. That's my big topic tonight. Many of you, if you rock with me on Facebook, I don't use the word follow. I don't consider myself anybody to follow. I want you to listen to me. I got some things to say, and I hope that it helps you in some kind of way. I come from a realistic place, my own experiences. I talk about depression because I deal with depression, right? So I feel like I can be a catalyst. I can be a help to somebody. I've pulled myself up out of the mucks of depression with the help of my ancestors before me and the Most High Creator of all things, giving me the power within me to pull myself out of the depression. Right? Not waiting on something to happen miraculously in the sky, but actually understanding that I am the creator of my own reality. So these are the things we talk about. This one is a very important topic to me. It has been since last year. And of course, just to kind of give you an overlay of things, we know about the Colin Kaepernick situation last year, right? Him taking a knee. With regard to the police brutality that has been going on, hasn't stopped, hasn't slowed down. They're still killing young black man in his grandmother's yard. They're still attacking our women. And watched a video the other day, KHONSU, of some white lady, some restaurant. She's just going off on black people. And what I paid attention to the most was how the white men protected her and guarded her and let her get her rant off, her racist rant. So we are definitely under attack, and we have got to start fighting back. We cannot do it in the physical sense. We don't have the weaponry. We don't have the military. We don't have the might. We got the might. We got the people to do it, but we don't have the mindset. So how do we fight them? We talk about the 9 areas of human activity all the time. That is the basis of this show, the backbone of the show, of this station. Mm-hmm. Okay, the teachings of Master Teacher Neely Fuller Jr. I hope you know who that is. If not, look him up. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. If you don't know who she is, please look her up. They are the reason we got this thing started from the beginning 3 years ago. We talk about the 9 areas of human activity. The one that I'm talking about right now is entertainment, a very big one amongst us, amongst our people. We love to be entertained. We love sports. We love to see our people excel. Most of the time, most of us, we enjoy watching LeBron James win and orchestrate a game 7, a critical game 7. Once again, we saw that last night. We marvel at brothers like that. We marvel at sisters who can sing like angels and have voices like angels and can create and do all these things, you know. So we love to be entertained. Entertainment is one of those areas that I believe one of the 9 areas of human activity, human activity, meaning us, that we can really control and affect change. And it has to be a global thing. It cannot be, Dr. Kedia, my brother Kedia Wadu talked about this one time. It cannot be just Chicago doing it, or a group of people in Chicago doing it, or a group of people in Dallas. It has to be collective. It's a power in numbers. Right. So think about that. Last year, a lot of us boycotted the NFL. I did not watch one game, not even the Super Bowl. And I was adamant about it. And I was very vocal about that as well. And the reasons why. We ran into a lot of people, man. I was so irritated last year, KHONSU. So many brothers that were dropping the gauntlet, dropping the ball. Our queens were supporting it. And yet people say, oh, well, the women don't watch football anyway. I know a lot of women that watch the NFL, that know the game. May not be as much as the men, but here again, we have the women leading something that the men should be leading. We have to be the ones. So we talked about this last year when they blackballed Colin Kaepernick. Not only did they blackball him, but the fact that there is still no black ownership in the NFL that may have circumvented that blackball. Think about that. If there was a black-owned team in the NFL, would Colin Kaepernick be out of work? Colin Kaepernick?
Right.
No way.
Right.
No way.
Exactly.
So this year, now here we go again. The NFL has come back, and they did what I knew they were going to do, KHONSU. They did what any business, organization, corporation would do. They did what the government has done for a very long time, and that was create a rule, create a law. And then they're going to enforce the very law that they created. The same body of people are going to be the ones to regulate. So now they have a rule that if any player kneels during the national anthem, the team will be fined a hefty penalty. So we know that the trickle down, right? So if they find the team, then what is the team going to do to that player? So now the NFL is going to force each team to indoctrinate a new rule pertaining to a song that has nothing to do with us, that is a total racist song written by a racist slave owner. They're going to hold us to the values of a flag that does not represent us in any kind of way, but we have so many of us that celebrate and love the 4th of July with that lack of knowledge. They're going to enforce this rule. So now the teams are going to have to levy out some kind of penalty toward any player who does this. They have made it a law, totally violating the civil rights, your right to protest, your right, your freedom of speech. They have totally violated it and changed the narrative again. They're doing it again. So now we're not calling on just a boycott for the NFL. We want a whole boycott of all professional sports. Talk to them about it, KHONSU. Tell them what we talked about.
Well, you know, and we have some primary evidence because, again, we deal in primary research of a gentleman through an ESPN broadcast that kind of speaks to the narrative. So what I'm going to do is play this clip that is going to kind of exemplify why we're saying what we're saying. So this clip right here is of a person. I'm not even going to say gentleman. Let's just listen to the clip, y'all. Hold on a second. Here we go.
The other day, you had a conversation with Marcus Spears on your radio show about Colin Kaepernick. For our viewers who did not get the opportunity to listen in, I'd like to play that and get your reaction.
Sure. The genesis of this flag goes back to the War of 1812, and I just really don't understand. I mean, again, not to look at the country back then, but the two just. This country has issues, but this country is not oppressing black people.
I don't think it is. It's oppressing black people, but I will say this:
There are major issues, but
it's the underservice of the community.
Yeah,
it's basically what it boils.
It's a different
down.
issue, though.
It's a different issue.
Now, I'm not even going to do it any justice to play the remainder. This is him. He went on to apologize. And again, for the sake of peripheral investigative integrity, he did apologize. And he apologized because he had to. So it was either that or lose his job. And that's the system of capitalism that we talked about last week, of trying to be a socialist in a capitalistic system. This government, they promote capitalism. And the reason why the NFL or the NBA or any other franchise can do and say what they want to do, and I talked about this on KHONSU Corner, I talked about this, is understanding business. Something that, once again, us as black people do not take the time to understand corporate structure. We are in a geo-military political complex called the United States of America. So these corporations have the right to create rules and regulations that can supersede the U.S. Constitution, that give you your human rights and civil rights, rather. So this is why we have to understand the layers of government and how to navigate and operate in it. We just can't be socialists. We just can't get picket signs and talk about black power. Look, this is why I say that we got to work on developing Supreme Court justices before we develop point guards and before we develop quarterbacks. Because we need more conscious people in our judicial system that understand the underlying problem here. An NFL franchise took its right of being a limited liability corporation and usurped our civil rights and right to protest because our people are employees. And the NFL has every right to stop you from kneeling. Why? Because you're an employee of their franchise. You wear their uniforms and you take their paychecks. So we may be arguing a socialist issue, but this is total capitalism, and we are ignorant to the fact, and we're screaming on deaf ears because we need the Colin Kaepernicks, we need the LeBron James to develop their own leagues and corporations and start operating and taking our money back. That's what we need to be done, and this is why we're taking the initiative, and I'm right behind Brother TEHUTI, because this is the last season of sports for me, man.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to definitely continue. It's very sad to me. And this is something else too. I see a lot of times we are supporting the narrative change. We are supporting it because we are not standing. We are not doing what's necessary. I spoke about entertainment being one of the 9 areas of human activity that the system of racism affects and controls. Entertainment is one, but another one is economics. If we start to really realize that that's our power, and that's the only way. Now, even when we talk about narrative change, what they did last year, because there were a lot of us that actively boycotted the NFL, and it affected them. I remember having this debate with people about it, and they, a lot of men were like, oh, it's not going to work. And I'm like, yes, it will. That's the problem right there. We have put down the weapons that our ancestors before us showed us how to do it. They showed us the way to do it. The Montgomery boycott being one of the biggest boycotts. The teachers' strike in Chicago that happened in the early 70s, as well as many others. There were active strike campaigns and protests going on in sports back in the 60s and 50s. And 70s with Muhammad Ali and Joe and Brother Brown, so these things are not new. We have just become to a point where we become afraid. It's just it's as simple as that. We become afraid to offend our counterparts, the Europeans. We have become afraid and almost ashamed. Oh, brother, don't talk like that. Don't say that. You're going to upset. I told you about when I was in Fort Wayne Indiana, and I met the young lady out. Me and my brother, we went out. You know, she's very attractive young queen, and I, you know, talked to her, say, "Hey, sister, how you doing?" You know, and we'd sitting there talking. I said, "So, you know, what do you like to do?" She said, "Shh." I'm sorry. Hold on one second. WMLR, Brother Holmes. WMLR, More Life Radio. You can type in either one. All right. And so I cut into her, KHONSU, and I'm, you know, talking to her. I said, "So what do you like to do?" She said, "Well, I go to work, go home, and try not to piss off the white man." That right there kind of put everything in perspective. That is a lot of our mindset. Now, I'm not saying go out and antagonize or create a situation that's going to bring drama on you, but at the same time, we can't live as cowards. Brothers, kings, we cannot live as cowards. If you are out in public and you see a black woman being disrespected, it is your duty. It is your duty. Do you hear me? Whether or not you know her or not, you sleeping with her or not, it's your duty to step to her aid. I will do it. I have done it. And anybody knows me knows that that is a true fact. I'm not going to let or see my children. If I see young people out there, somebody is talking to them in a disrespectful tone, I'm stepping in it. I'm not going to let them disrespect them. I want to try to calm the situation down. I don't want to antagonize it either. But at the same time, I'm not going to be one of them brothers holding my phone and recording it and letting the shit go down. That shit has got to stop. It shouldn't be us recording that shit. We should be whooping ass when we see one of our people being attacked. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do.
Exactly. I totally agree.
And we have to hit them economically. We have to understand that our money is power, and that the more we pay and support these white supremacy, we're not going to even call it white supremacy anymore. We're going to change that. We're going to call it white fragility, because that's what it is. These are fragile people. They know that they are fading out. Their time is almost up, and they are hating us and trying to take as many of us out of the picture as they possibly can. Black men, black women, black children alike. Okay, so now I got one queen commenting on Facebook Live. She said, "I think that they are more afraid of losing the money that they are making." I am watching on YouTube as well. Awesome. So thank you, Queen. Peace and love.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to the Goddess Rising Network and what the queens are doing over there. And no, they are not Hetepu hussies. If you missed that, you got to go back and watch that. These are queens that are about liberation of black women, about unification of black women, getting black women to support. That's where we come in with the balance. We try to get right over here for our queens, for those types of queens like her, like Queen Netcha Tenu. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Powerful name. Powerful name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Powerful woman, brother. She is. And that's a great comment she makes, because that's what we got to start with. That's what this year is going to be about. We have got to call out these black athletes.
And
Go ahead, KHONSU, because you said something the other day. You said something about it earlier, and it was powerful, and I don't want to take away from that. So go ahead, brother. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
No, sir. Like I said, if Queens, if you're listening to our show, we are very critical of each other as black men, and this is why it's important, because anytime a franchise can make a rule like they just made, when 68% of the NFL is comprised of North American black men, that speaks to how much respect that black men have. We are not feared. There is no fear factor. So we're working for an oppressive juggernaut. They are not afraid. They have no fear of us walking away. As a matter of fact, our families, which start at home, have a farming system already in place for these sports owners, because this is promoted as a way out of the ghetto for most of our people. This is promoted as a way out of the system. No, this is a way to put you deeper and deeper in the system as you become an agent of the white supremacist system, because you're employed by them. Entrepreneurship is not promoted enough in the black communities. And when it is, it's misappropriated. It's not about becoming an owner-operator. but becoming an owner and employing others that look like you. Let's start creating our own economy and start exchanging money between each other like the great Dr. Claude Anderson speaks of. So this stuff is important, King, and I'm glad that you brought this to the forefront.
Yes, it has to be done. It's time for us, you know, you made a comment earlier, and I'm not knocking anybody who's out on the streets and you're marching, and, you know, if that's what you feel your assignment is, then by all means, carry your assignment out. If you know what your divine celestial assignment is, carry it out, all right? If that calls for you to be an organizer of protests and marches, then by all means, please do that. But understand, Black people, that we do have a power. We have got to get out of this mindset that, oh, we just got to take it. You know, we see these videos and we just got to take this abuse. We got to take this treatment. We don't have to do that. We have a power, and it's our financial power. It's in our mindset. We will go and buy all of these shiny things and toys and trinkets. And please, it's nothing wrong with having nice things, but keep it in perspective. When you go out and you buy a pair of $100 jeans, man, donate $50 to a cause, an organization that you know is about your community. Put that money into starting a community garden so that we don't allow them to poison our people anymore. These are fundamental things that we could do right now and really start to turn things around. But even more important, we'd be imparting this knowledge and wisdom onto our youth. We are not going to see the change, KHONSU, but our children are going to be the ones who really affect change. So we therefore have to make sure that we are getting the right knowledge to give to them. You can't give them knowledge that you don't have, that you don't take time out to get. Pick up a book. Turn off the damn TV, all these reality shows where we are looking like clowns and buffoons. Turn that shit off and it'll go away. We won't have to talk about these shows that demean Black women repeatedly, that demean Black men and make us look like we are the weakest beings on the planet. We are God kings. We were here. We are the reflection of our queens, the first beings in this realm, on this planet, in the physical form. And we have to realize this. We are not owning up. We are not dealing with ourselves. Self-inventory should be in your vocabulary, and it should be applied. You should be doing it, looking at yourself. What can I change? How can I be better? This is the fundamental mindset of a king and a queen. It has to be balanced, KHONSU.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think when it comes to building the Black family, and I was listening to some of the comments earlier, and I don't want it to be misconstrued. I know it's not, but because we have so many listeners out there, and you're going to tune in to tonight's show, maybe tomorrow or the next day, I want you to understand that when Black men take ownership, when they take ownership by being economically aware and financially stable, it changes the ebb and flow of the Black family. It doesn't mean that the Black woman cannot be empowered to be her own best version of herself, but she takes solace in knowing that she can truly be protected by her Black man, her Black king. You are worth everything to me, Black queen. You are my commodity. I would not be here if it was not for you. And I have to have the best opportunity to protect and fulfill my destiny through you. My children have been born by you. You carry my children. Damn it, I'm going to protect you. And if I got to go to work 8 hours a day, then damn it, it's going to be because of you. And I'm not going to take no shorts and losses. I can't come home to my children and say, Daddy lost his job, or Daddy is afraid to lose his job because I don't want this white man to take this money out this house. I'm telling you, Black kings, in 2018, free market is at an all-time high. The president that we have in place, all of our presidents have been absolutely useless because we haven't had control of that system in over 200 years. So don't get caught up in the color of your president or whether they're Republican or Democratic. Most of us live in counties and neighborhoods where our mayors affect us greater than the president does. We have to take control of our financial sector, black men. We have to start creating independent, structured businesses within each other. We have to revert back to the servile arts, being butchers, being bakers, candlestick makers. Everybody's not going to be a basketball player or a Denzel Washington. All of us are not destined to be that. But we all commission and have a divine assignment that we can utilize that will add to our paradox, man. So let's get it in, brother Tahuti.
Let's get it in real quick. To give you an NBA. I know some of you have some investments or bets or something going on in this game. Golden State has taken the lead. KHONSU, and just okay, let's switch gears again.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about your boy earlier. You wanted to kind of gloat about that. LeBron James pulled off another Game 7 victory last night against Boston.
That's right.
It was compared to the first 6 games of that series, it was probably the worst game I thought for Boston, especially out of all of those games. I mean, they just could not seem to get it done. So now you got LeBron waiting on the winner of tonight's game. The score is 72-63. Golden State is up, and it's almost the end of the third quarter. So now we're going to see what the experience and dexterity is all about. Can the champions, the defending champs, repeat? It looks like it's going to be another Golden State LeBron matchup. KHONSU, what do you think about that, man? You excited about that? I'm not.
No, I'm not, brother. I'm excited for those players. You know, they got a job and they getting paid and they can feed their families. I wish them well, though. I'm a LeBron fan because he got a black wife. Let me say that. I'm a fan. LeBron has been consistent as one of the best. And I wish both of the teams well. But I think that it might be an upset in the final. Golden State looks exposed, and LeBron just might have a destiny. Because he's playing with some fire, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have any choice. He's got to. I mean, let's be real. You know, when you talk about Cleveland and you say you speak of the likes of Jeff Green, you know, as an unsung hero. I mean, come on. I mean, what choices are, he doesn't have a choice but to play hard. Listen, I know LeBron is a great athlete, no question about it. There's no question, no doubt in my mind. But, he is not at the level of a Michael Jordan. There shouldn't even be a conversation about that. He's not even at the level of a Kobe Bryant, to me, in my opinion.
Right.
I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but I'm like, how do you skip the comparison with him and Kobe and just go to Michael Jordan? It's just like not right. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best, because what I do like about LeBron is what he does off the court more so than what he does on the court. You're talking about a black man who puts back into his community, a brother who went to Akron University and bought the whole team, gave money to the sports program there, and they're wearing nice things and got a lot of good and brand new equipment. You're talking about a man who put money into his community, all right, fed families. You're talking about a black man who just spent $41 million, I think it is, KHONSU, so that over 1,000 children can go to college. 1,000 black underprivileged children can go to college. You're talking about a black man who has been with his queen since the beginning, and she is a black woman. So contrary to what a lot of people think, not every black man wants to date a white woman. It's not true.
That's right.
It's not every black man's kryptonite. And so therefore we want to salute the brothers who support the sisters in that fact. We need our queens to acknowledge that. You cannot keep acknowledging bad men when that's all you choose, ladies. I'm going to just throw that in there.
That's real talk.
Keep in mind that the woman has the driving seat. She's in the driving seat from the beginning. we have to ask, we have to calculate and strategize and work on a way to get in then where we can then have some control. And you got to be willing to give that up. But anyway, I digress. We were talking about the sports. So yeah, that's what it is. We're waiting to see another NBA, but I won't be watching it. You know what I'm saying? We are going to start, and WMLR wants to be instrumental in promoting an all-out boycott, not only of the sports, and I'm not talking about just watching, I'm talking about buying tickets, going to the games, and all of that. If you paid attention last year, there were people who didn't do that, and they went to the games and they protested in the stands by sitting, and then were accosted and insulted by white people around them that were at the game. You have no business sitting your ass up in that stadium in the first place. So if you do that, okay, kudos, but be ready to deal with what's coming with it. We need to get away from their platforms and build and create our own, and start doing our own thing, man. It's time. It is really, really time. All right, KHONSU. So Morgan Freeman. The next one on the list. So what do you think about these allegations? Now we are hearing that Morgan Freeman has had a plethora of women come out and say now that, you know, he did something sexual to them. So now there's a trend going on, KHONSU, where all a woman has to do is say that a man looked at her sexually, said something, or his hand brushed up against my booty, and you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got a big old butt, and you in the store, in the club, I might brush up against you by accident. That don't mean I'm trying to, you know, feel on you or nothing like that. Do you see something developing here, maybe based along the lines of the conversation we had last time, KHONSU, dealing with female supremacy and women privilege, where now a woman can just say, or women can come out years down the line and say, hey, back in the 70s, he felt on my booty, and I'm offended.
Well, unfortunately, the Bill Cosby legal case set a precedent, man. And now these women are looking, hey, man, I can get paid. Because, you know, Bill Cosby had to settle and still got convicted. So he's got restitution to pay. These black women are probably going to be compensated, or black and white, whoever is claiming these allegations with Bill. The same thing's going to happen to Morgan. And come on, man. We're talking about Morgan Freeman, just like Bill Cosby. They were, you know, Morgan Freeman was a young, handsome black man. Anybody watch the history of Morgan Freeman? Come on, man. He was always an eloquent speaker and was going to attract women. Like, I don't get it, man. I mean, now he getting ostracized for doing Morgan. I don't. It's getting. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
Well,
we are like the movie Predator. It's like Predator. That's the European. I promise you.
They're just picking them out. Just who we gonna get next? Who's next? Just plucking them. But I wanted to go back and kind of say that, first of all, Morgan Freeman ain't never been young. He's always looked old.
I remember Morgan Freeman from the Electric Company, man.
Oh, from the Electric Company. Okay.
Man. When he used to break down the alphabets, he was cold.
Oh, okay. Because I can't remember. He's always had a full beard every time I saw him. But no, man, I think it's unfortunate. And what we are witnessing, when I saw it, and it's going to be interesting, because this is what happens generally when there's something like this happens. We start attacking our own. We can be like sharks, black folks. We can be like sharks. We smell blood in the water, especially if it's one of our own, and we are very quick to pounce without any evidence, without any peripheral investigation, without any primary research being done. We are quick to jump on the media's bandwagon and uplift and promote white fragility, because that's what this is all about. That I get so tired. It's not always about race. Yes, it is. This is what you don't get. You know why it's about race? Because they know who we are. They know who we are. They know our role in history because they research. That's how they overtook us and overpowered us, was from research. They didn't come in with guns and weaponry at first. They came in with ideologies. They attacked the mind. They sat back and watched. If you watch the movie, Shaka Zulu is a prime example of the colonizers coming in. They came in with sweet words of honey and little gifts and trinkets and bobbits, things that shimmered in the sunlight, and they got us. They saw that that's what we love. They saw the way we dress, how elaborate we are and were. You look at history and you see it. The Egyptian, our African women were walking around in beautiful with jewelry and head garb and these things that were meant something, and they saw that, and that was one of the ways that they used. They saw that we were spiritual by nature, and they used religion to overtake us. So now we have got to reverse all of that. We have got to reverse it. We've got to understand, especially now we are at war. We're not waiting on a war to start, family. It's been going on. It's been waged on us and against us, and we are on the losing end, all due to lack of knowledge. If we don't get the proper and right knowledge and start teaching it to our children, if we don't start teaching our young girls that they are not inferior, I'm going to say that again for my good Christian family tuning in. If we don't start teaching our women and our young girls that they were not created inferior, that at one point in time there were women rulers in ancient Alkebia land. There were women kings. Imagine what our young black girls would feel about themselves. Let's stop making comments like nappy hair. I don't want to go in the sun. And don't come out of that sun. You're going to get black. Let's stop making those types of disparaging comments. That's self-hatred. Imagine if our young kings knew their history, their greatness that they come from. What kind of mindset would that set for the people in Chicago, the young people in Chicago that are relying on gangs, on gang love, crew love to make it through this world, where they're being shown every day that they're nothing. They don't know that they're more than that. So we have got to get our knowledge right. We have got to get ourselves right. We are under attack, and this Morgan Freeman situation only proves the Bill Cosby situation, R. Kelly, so many other ones that have, Steve Harvey now with an allegation. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much social status you may think you have or who you think you are. If they want to take you down and destroy everything you built, they will do that. That's why we need to unplug and stop relying on a system that it was never built for us in the first place, KHONSU. We have to change the way we think.
Definitely, bro. We're coming to the top of the hour. We're closing out. But I wanted to throw this topic out here. We may go over just a little bit, a few minutes. But I wanted to get this in here, even though I do have an event to attend, y'all. I got a surprise event from my family. Shout out to my peoples out there in Chicago, you slick devils. You caught me. About this new Aboriginal movement, brother. Black people claiming that we are Aboriginals. We are not from Africa. We need to stop using that terminology of Al-Kibulan or Africa. We have to accept the fact that we were here and always been here. Because my grandma told me that I had Indian in my family. How do you feel about that, King? I really, I'm going to ask you, man.
Okay, again, a topic that requires you to do some primary research and peripheral investigation. If you understand, let's start with geography, right? So if you understand that hundreds, thousands of years ago, the land masses were not the same as they are now. They were actually connected as one landmass in the middle of all this water, right? If you understand that concept, then you have to know that we were everywhere. If you understand the concept that everything starts and was created from a black woman found, southern Ethiopia, right? The original Garden of Eden. If you understand this and you have this knowledge, then it is not unfathomable to you to know that, yes, we are descendants of Africa. Our ancestors may have already been here, but our ancestors came from that. They came from that. So I think it's crazy not to, and it's all based on us not knowing or not having a real working knowledge of our history, KHONSU. That's why we make these comments. Oh God, we say things so backwards. Dr. Amos Wilson said that we have been taught to think backwards, even when it comes to love. Even when it comes to love and how we love one another, we have been taught and we're thinking with somebody else's perspective, and that has to change. Everything has to do with this thing they call race because it was created that way. And until we really start understanding that, if you don't get that understanding, you can't change it. That's a great question, man. So yeah, that I those people, I let them have their opinions. That's fine. You're entitled to that. If you think we shouldn't be calling ourselves Africans, and Waka Flocka Flame made some old stupid comment about that. I'm not black. Hey, if you don't think you're black, that's on you. I don't have the time. It's too late in the game, KHONSU, to go back to knowledge of self 101. It's too late in the game.
Right, exactly. No need to be redundant. I feel the exact same way. I just wanted your insight, and I know that this is becoming a big trend, and we're probably going to have to do a show that really delves into this, and because it keeps resurfacing every so often. This ongoing in-house debate within our family about whether you're Indian or African. So that's something that we've talked about throughout the years within our family.
And let me add to one more. Let me add one more thing, okay? Because I talk about this all the time, KHONSU. The power of words. Family, listen. We have changed the definitions of words, or either we don't understand their origins. The word Indian is a European term, a European label. There was no such thing as an Indian. Not at all. Okay? They called them and referred to them as Indians. Christopher Columbus named the people that he met, the Africans that he met, and we know that they were Africans because they have left their mark. There's a pyramid, a mound pyramid in the state of Illinois right now that you can go and visit and see that was created by Africans that were already here, indigenous to this land, because the landmass was together. So going and traveling out was something we did, exploring and intermingling with other races or ethnicities that we came across. That's what we did, educating them, civilizing them. That's what we did. We are a passionate people, a spiritually, divinely connected people. And that's something that's innate. It's innate in us. It's something that's natural. It's inside of us. We're going to do. When we come into somebody we don't know, if we can help you, we're going to help you in some kind of a way. That's a gift and a curse for us, because that's what happened. We taught the Greeks everything that they know. Everything the Greeks created, Rome created, everything, all the Mediterranean so-called nations and civilizations, Persia, all of those nations, we taught them. They learned everything they knew and created. They learned that from us. It came from us first. It came from them invading. If you don't know about the scramble for Africa, then you need to check that out. Look up that information. Look up the Berlin Conference. That's information you should know. If you understand that information and you get that knowledge, then you understand how important Africa was and is still. They're doing it still to this day. France has their hands in 14 different countries, pockets in Africa, on the continent, that if they were to pull out and uncolonize or discolonize, I don't know the word that you use for that. If they were to pull out of those nations, France would go broke as a country. As a country, as an entity, they would go broke. They're only surviving off the blood and sweat of Africans. Okay? This whole idea of the Middle East and all these things, we have got to get real. We've got to get back to the real working knowledge and definitions of words. We are getting away from that. We need to understand the things that we're saying, and that way when we learn it, then we get that opportunity. We have, hold on, let me get you with it. We have disambiguity. Did I say that right? Disambiguity.
Yes, disambiguity, man. Yes, sir.
That's what we have. We have clarity. That's what we have. That's the word for today.
Yes, sir.
So yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
All right, KHONSU up now. It's your born day, man, and I hope you have a good time. I can't wait to get. I was telling my roommate, man, that because she's watching the show. She said, and I told her, I said, you know, I've never met this brother face to face. We have never met yet, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna try to make that happen this year, man. For real, for real. We're gonna try to make that happen.
That's
this
on the
summer.
books.
Yes, sir. We're gonna make that happen. I need to make a trip up there. You need to make a trip down here to Dallas, and we can do a shoulder-to-shoulder show. One of these days, we're gonna give that to y'all. And I'm looking forward to.
You got to show me Dallas, because I came very close to moving to DeSoto, Texas, right in Dallas County.
DeSoto is where a lot of the uppity niggers live.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Everybody keep telling me DeSoto is nice.
It is very nice. DeSoto is very nice. A lot of hard-working African, American African people. And you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. Very nice houses, very nice community out there, and it's a good place if you I'm looking at places out there, Carrollton, you know, all around, but DeSoto is more of our community, and it's a beautiful community out there, man. Definitely a good place if you're looking down here to one of the, you know, a good place to start, definitely, without question, man.
No doubt.
Gotta have some money though. But yeah, man. All right, we're gonna get ready to take it on home, man. Let me see. Let me look at my list, because what I do is throughout the day I might be thinking of something, and I'll just jot it down here in my trusty. We tell you all to bring your notepad. I always tell y'all to bring your notepads and get ready to get this knowledge right, so you can write down like our word for the day: disambiguate. Yeah, I got to get that right. I'm gonna incorporate that. Disambiguate, all right, meaning to get clarity, right? That's what it means, KHONSU. Okay.
Yes, sir. Clarity. Yes.
So let me see. Oh, Spike Lee has a film coming out called Black Klansman that I think is going to be a powerful film. It's going to talk, and it's based off a true story, and so I can't wait to see that. Next week, I want to give them the breakdown, the breakdown of the 4 relation bridge stages. I want to be able to arm my kings with knowledge about love, because that is where we fail. We don't have a working knowledge about love and what it is. There's a science behind it, right? We don't have a working knowledge about sex and the science that goes with that. And I think that if we learn that science and apply that knowledge, we will become better lovers to our queens. So I want to talk about that next week. So make sure we'll be back right here on Thursday nights. That's when we broadcast the show normally. We'll be back, God willing, as our good Christian folks say out there, God willing, the Lord say the same. We'll be back
Touch
Thursday.
and agree.
Yeah, we'll be back Thursday night, and we broadcast live right here on YouTube at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 Eastern, and 7 on the West Coast, trying to build up our West Coast coverage as well. So please hit the subscribe and the notification. We're going to come back and we're going to do this again. And we encourage you. I want to thank everybody who chimed in right here on YouTube, on Facebook Live. Shout out to the mighty African nation. All right. Love you guys, man. And hope you had a great weekend. Mine was cool. I had some bright moments, you know, but hey, it is what it is. And you just got to keep it pushing. But until next week, I want to tell you that I love you. Make sure you stay black until we get back, right? And whenever you feel like you're nearing the end of your rope, tie a knot. Keep hanging. Keep remembering that ain't nobody bad like you. Peace and love, family, I say. Go ahead, KHONSU. Take us home, man. It's your birthday, man. Take us on home, brother.
Yes, sir, man. Happy birthday to me. Ashe, to the ancestors. Thank you for giving me the breath of life. Thank you, oh beautiful Ra, for shining your beautiful rays upon me. All the ancestors, man, you flow through me every day. I live through you. And I love life and live loving it, man. I want to thank all the listeners of WMLR. Those that tune in, you tuned in. You could have been anywhere today. And you tuned in on your day off work probably for your holiday, for this European holiday. And you tuned in to WMLR. So that's much appreciated. We love you for that. And we're going to continue to bring quality programming that's dedicated to your black emancipation. That's the #1 goal of WMLR, man. So with that being said, we're going to be back here Thursday, you know, and that's a fact. Know this. So KHONSU, SHESHMU, AMUN, TEHUTI the Fly Virgo. Once again, another show in the books. Peace, power, and love, y'all. And we out.
I know you've been laying back a long time, oh, but keep laying a little longer, brother, yeah. Oh, brother, I've been watching everything you do, boy, yes I have, and I've been wishing on it good for you. All you gotta do is just want it, and it's gonna come, it's gonna come, it's gonna come, oh yeah, you gonna come, brother, yeah, I know you've been laying back a long, long time, you've been laying back, oh, love you like no one, love you like no one, yeah. Brother, oh, yeah, you have always been so good to me, oh, yes you have. And though you didn't always talk to me, there wasn't much my loving eyes could not see. Oh, and I don't believe you need all of your misery. Oh, brother, I know you